Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening wherever you are. I'm Anthony and we're going to look at Unit 35 today from the course B2. There aren't a lot of grammar notes in this lesson, but I will show you some of the exercises from the self-study course. So let's start with the word groups. We'll be looking at the phonetics, and I will be reading very slowly, exaggerated, and I want you to repeat. I'll give you a moment to repeat, and then we will look at the English and do the same. Let's get started. Okay. We were given a list of campsites. A list of campsites by the local tourist bureau. By the local tourist bureau. He was never told the whole story, was he? The whole story, was he? No one will ever know. No one will ever know. The truth, will they? The truth, will they? However you look at it, politics is a dirty game. Politics is a dirty game. We can leave whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. Nevertheless, we ought to go soon. Nevertheless, we ought to go soon. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. Whichever road we take, we're going to hit traffic. We're going to hit traffic. The spring was cold and wet. The spring was cold and wet. The summer was long, hot, and humid. The summer was long, hot, and humid. At certain times of the year, Mars can be seen. Mars can be seen with the naked eye. With the naked eye. I always say I always say, why lose sleep? Why lose sleep? Over things that may never happen. Over things that may never happen. When are you going to answer those letters? When are you going to answer those letters? When are you going to finish that report? When are you going to finish that report? Never put off till tomorrow. Never put off till tomorrow what you can do today. What you can do today. 40 words a minute. 40 words a minute. 50 miles an hour. 50 miles an hour. 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. 7 days a week. 7 days a week. Okay, I just wanted to remind you that you can click at the bottom of the page below the video. You can click the subscribed button, hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified of all of the broadcasts that we'll be doing. You can write questions here and I will answer. And also, if you want to copy the group below, you can copy and translate, and that way you can understand completely the translation. Okay, so let's begin the second part. A European country. A European country, a university professor, a university professor, an honest person, an honest person, an hour ago, an hour ago. Could you tell me where I'm supposed to sit? Where I'm supposed to sit. Ask the flight attendant to help you. Ask the flight attendant to help you. Passengers are allowed. Passengers are allowed only one item of hand luggage. Only one item of hand luggage. Please put your coats. Please put your coats in the overhead lockers. In the overhead lockers. Make sure your seat seatbelt is fastened. Make sure your seatbelt is fastened and that your mobile phone is switched off. Where is the nearest emergency exit? It's further down on the left. We're going out for a walk. Along the seafront. Would you care to join us? 10 kilometers. 10 kilometers is too far to walk in this heat. I'm not following you. I didn't catch what you said. I'm afraid they're not prepared. To accept your explanation. I'm not sure what that means. I'd rather not discuss it. If you don't mind. Don't let things get you down. We didn't get to see. The Sistine Chapel. We got there too late. Without a valid passport. You won't be allowed. To leave the country. Frankly, I couldn't care less. This service is suspended. Until further notice. Until further notice. What are we supposed to do now? What are we supposed to do now? No, now there's even room for the car. Now there's room. Now there's even room for the car. Very good. Okay, so we have completed the first part of the lesson. You have practiced the groups, both from the phonetics and the English reading. Now we'll have a look at the grammar, which is not very much. We will be looking at a lot of review. Okay, this is Unit 35. You can see there's not much. We're going to look at using not and other negative words. Okay, so the affirmative, the earth is round. The negative, the earth is not flat. So not expresses a negative idea. You see that we put not always on an auxiliary except for the verb to be. I will not go there. I have not gone there. I am not going there. I was not there. Not immediately follows the auxiliary or be. If there is more than one auxiliary, not comes immediately after the first. So, I will not be going there. I will not be going there. Be is an auxiliary. Okay, so we have will as the first auxiliary, be as the second. Will be. I do not go there. He does not go there. Do or does is used with not to make a simple present verb, except fee negative. I don't know what except fee is. No problem. Except be, I'm sure. I did not go there. Did is used with not to make a simple past verb, except be negative. Okay, so here you have the idea of the negative. Negative is done with not, and the not goes after the auxiliary or the verb to be. Let's look at the contractions. Are not becomes aren't. Has not becomes hasn't. Cannot, can't. Have not, haven't. Could not, couldn't. Had not, hadn't. Did not, didn't. Is not, isn't. Does not, doesn't. Must not, mustn't. Do not, don't. Should not, shouldn't. Was not, wasn't. Were not, weren't. Will not, won't. And would not, wouldn't. Okay, I suggest that you practice that. Just repeat it. That will give you a good ear for the negative sound. Let's look at negative adverbs. D, I almost never go there. I have hardly ever gone there. The situation is barely tolerable. In addition to not, the following are negative adverbs. Never, rarely, seldom, hardly, seldom or hardly ever, scarcely or scarcely ever, barely or barely ever, ever just reinforces the idea. E, there's no chalk in the drawer. No also expresses a negative idea. These are all negatives. Compare not versus no. I do not have any money. G, I have no money. In F, not is used to make a verb negative. In G, no is used to make a noun negative, so the adjective no becomes like a negative. F and G have the same meaning. I do not have any money. I have no money. Sometimes in spoken English you will hear ain't. It means am not, isn't, or aren't. Ain't is not considered proper English, but many people use ain't regularly, and it is frequently used for humor. Okay, here you can do exercise 1 if you are enrolled in the self-study group. There is a review for the verb forms, doing exercise 2. Let me just show you. This is the self-study course. You see the B2 course lessons. We have 31, 32, 33, 34, and 35 here. And on this page you can also look at the grammar presentation. There is the same presentation here. Or you can just start to do the exercises. Exercise 1, which we saw as the first exercise, reviewed the sentences with no or not. So you can see that this exercise, I'm sorry for those who are following the podcast, but we have complete the sentences with no or not. There's an example. There are no mountains in Iowa. You will not see any mountains in Iowa. No is used in the first gap, no mountains. You will not see any mountains. Not is used in the second gap. So this is a gap filling in exercise. So the first one, number 1, fish have something eyelids, and you have the selection between not and no. Eyelids are, it's a noun, so you have no eyelids. You're using no. They are able to shut their eyes, and although they rest, they do. And then you have not and no actually go to sleep. They do not actually go to sleep. So this is just an exercise that you can do with exercise 1. Exercise 2 is a review of the verb forms. So you have an exercise, complete the sentence by writing the appropriate form of the verb in parentheses. There is an example, my children enjoy, then there is the verb allow in parentheses, and there is a gap, to stay up late when there's something special on TV. So my children allow enjoy, and then you have to change allow to the correct tense, which is in this case passive. After following enjoy, you need an ing, so the correct answer is my children enjoy being allowed to stay up late when there's something special on TV. Number 1, you have observe. The first word in the sentence is in parentheses. There is a gap. And then the sun, and then you have climb. Above the horizon at dawn makes one. Then you have realize, with followed by a gap. The earth is indeed turning. So here you would need to put the observe in the correct form, which would probably be observing the sun climbing above the horizon makes one realize. So the last one is realize. Observing the sun climbing above the horizon at dawn makes one realize the earth is indeed turning. So there's an exercise here I just wanted to show you. Quite a long one, but if you are interested in that course, that's what you can do there. Do exercise 2. Exercise 3 is error analysis. You have gerunds, infinitives, and causatives. This exercise is also a something that you can do in the course. Exercise 3, I'll just let you see what it looks like. This is error analysis. So you have click any words that are incorrect. Consider the gerunds, the infinitives, and causatives. Example, my son made me to go to the bank. Okay, you need to click on the word to because to is a mistake. My son made me go to the bank. There's no to here. So you have to read the sentence and decide which words are incorrect. My parents, number 1, my parents made me to promise to write them once a week. Okay, here, made me promise. So you click on the word to, and then you can check that, and that's probably the mistake here. So that's just an exercise that you can do. There is another exercise, exercise 4, to be supposed to. To be supposed to. You can see what this exercise looks like. Number 4 here, exercise 4. This exercise, we will finish this and start a new, sorry. So you have a drop-down menu, and in this exercise you choose the correct part of a sentence. An example, I am supposed to wear my glasses when I read. Am supposed to is the correct order of the words, so that's the correct answer. Number 1, the building custodian, and then you have the choice, and unlock the classrooms every morning. The choice is supposed to unlock, are supposed to unlock. The building custodian is supposed to unlock. That's singular, so you're going to use the verb is. That's just an example of exercise 4. Then there is necessity, advisability, and expectations. Here you have exercise 5 that you can do in this course. If you have the enrollment, and in this one you have identifying necessity, advisability, and expectations. You click on the sentence in each pair which is stronger. So A, you have I must go. B, you have I should go. So you click on A because I must go is stronger than I should go. Number 1, you have A, you have got to wear your seatbelt. B, you should wear your seatbelt. So A is stronger. You've got to wear your seatbelt. Stronger than should. That's just advisability rather than obligation. All right. Now we can look at expressing preferences with the phrasal modal would rather. I would rather go to a movie tonight than study grammar. That's would rather expressing a preference. Now notice that the simple form of the verb follows both would rather and than. I would rather do this than that. Okay, B, I'd rather study history than biology. You can eliminate the second verb. If the verb is the same, it is usually not repeated. I'd rather study history than biology. Then the next exercise, the next example, how much do you weigh? C, I'd rather not tell you. The contraction I'd is I would. The negative form is would rather plus not. So I would rather not tell you. D, the movie was okay, but I would rather have gone to the concert last night. The past form Would rather uses have plus the past participle. The usual pronunciation is I'd rather have. I'd rather have gone. I'd rather have gone. That's the past with would. I would have gone, so you would have rather gone, or would rather have gone. I'd rather be lying on a beach in India than be sitting in class right now. You can also use this in a progressive form. I would rather be lying. The most important thing is that you have be, which is an infinitive, after the modal would. I would be lying. I could be lying. I would rather be lying. Okay, here you can do also exercise 6. Then there is 7, 8, conditional review, passive review 9, infinitive gerund review 10, and phrasal verbs review 11. So there's really a lot of work here to be done reviewing with these exercises here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm not going to show you those, but they are in the course, and if you want, you can have that that access. Just ask. All right, so we have concluded Unit 35, would rather, the most important factor, and I'll see you the next time. Have a good day, night, evening, afternoon. Bye-bye.